Most people will work for 40 years and still retire broke, not because they did not earn enough, but because nobody ever taught them what to actually do with money. Today, that changes. Welcome to Money IQ Pro. I am going to walk you through a simple 3-part system that anyone can follow. No finance degree needed. No complicated spreadsheets. Just a clear plan that works if you actually follow it. And before you scroll away thinking this is just another budgeting video, hear me out. Because by the end of this, you will know exactly where every dollar should go. Starting from today. The big problem? Here is what most people do with money. They earn it, they spend it, and then they save whatever is left, which is usually nothing. That is the wrong order, completely backwards. And it is the reason so many people feel stuck, even when they get a raise, even when things are going well. The fix is not about making more money, it is about having a system, a simple one. One you can follow every single month without thinking too hard. I call it the 15-65-20 system. 3 numbers, 3 buckets, 1 simple plan. Let me break it down. The first bucket, 15%. The moment you get paid, before you spend a single cent, 15% goes straight to you. Not to your landlord, not to your phone bill, not to the coffee shop. To you. This is not optional. This is the rule that changes everything. Now, this 15% does 2 important jobs. The first job is building what I call your financial safety net. Think about it this way. What happens if your car breaks down tomorrow? What happens if you lose your job next month? Do you have a plan? Most people do not. They are 1 bad week away from serious financial trouble. So the first thing you do with that 15% is build an emergency fund. Start with 1 month of your essential expenses. That means rent, food, electricity, transport, the basics. Just 1 month. Once you hit that, aim for 3 months. Then 6. 6 months of expenses sitting in a savings account. Boring? Yes. Life-changing? Absolutely. Here is why this matters so much. Think about someone named David. David was doing well. Good job, decent savings in stocks. Then the company he worked for went through layoffs. He was out of a job. At the same time, the market dropped. He had no cash buffer. So he had to sell his investments at the worst possible time. He locked in his losses. He wiped out years of progress in a few weeks. If David had 6 months of expenses in cash, none of that would have happened. He could have waited it out. He could have even bought more stocks while they were cheap. That emergency fund is not dead money. It is your armor. Now, the second job of that 15%, making your money grow. Once your emergency fund is fully built, the rest of that 15% goes into investments. And I am going to make this as simple as possible. If your employer offers a retirement plan with a matching contribution, use it. Use all of it. Here is an example. Say you earn $45,000 a year. Your employer matches up to 4% of your salary. That means if you put in $1,800, your employer also puts in $1,800. That is a 100% instant return. You will never find that anywhere else. Take it. Every single time. Beyond that, look into tax-advantaged accounts. In the US, that is a Roth IRA. In the UK, that is a Stocks and Shares ISA. These accounts let your money grow without paying taxes on the gains. The difference over 30 years is enormous. We are talking hundreds of thousands of dollars saved in taxes alone. And, inside those accounts, keep it simple. Low-cost index funds. A fund that tracks the entire market. You are not trying to pick winning stocks. You are not trying to time the market. You are just buying a small piece of everything and letting time do the work. Here is a quick comparison to show why this matters. Imagine 2 people, both start with $10,000. Sarah invests at age 28 and never adds another cent. Tom waits until age 38 and puts in $2,000 every year for 10 years, same 6% annual return. By age 50, Sarah has more money, even though Tom invested twice as much in total. Why? Time. Sarah had 10 extra years of compounding. Compounding means your returns earn more returns, year after year after year. It starts slow, then it accelerates, and eventually it becomes something that looks almost magical. The lesson here is simple. Start now, not next month, not when things are more stable, right now. Every day you wait is a day of compounding you give up forever. One more thing on investing. Keep your costs low. Fees eat your returns. A fund charging 0.1% per year versus 2% per year on $100,000 over 30 years. The difference is over $250,000. Same market, same returns, just different fees. Choose the cheaper option, always. The second bucket, 65%. 65% of your income covers your essential living expenses. Housing, food, utilities, transportation, insurance, the things you actually need. Now, this is where most people run into trouble. Because the moment income goes up, spending goes up with it. New apartment, new car, fancier dinners. Before they know it, they are earning more than ever and saving less than ever. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it is one of the biggest wealth killers out there. Here is the mindset shift that matters. The gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap is where your financial security lives. Close that gap and you are stuck on a treadmill. Widen it and you start building real wealth. Practically speaking, housing and transport are usually the two biggest expenses. They alone can eat up nearly a third of your income. So these are the areas worth examining most closely. Could you move to a slightly cheaper place? Could you refinance your mortgage? Could you drive a used car instead of financing a brand new one? These are uncomfortable questions, but they are exactly the questions that separate people who build wealth from people who just talk about it. Here is a simple exercise. Track every dollar you spend for 30 days, every coffee, every subscription, every meal out. Write it all down. At the end of the month, look at the numbers. Most people are genuinely shocked because they have no idea where the money went. Once you can see it clearly, you can make real decisions. Instead of just reacting, the 65% limit is not about deprivation. It is about being intentional. You can live comfortably, you can live well, but you do it within a boundary that keeps the rest of your plan intact. The third bucket, 20%. Now, the final 20%. This is your guilt-free money. Spend it on whatever makes you happy. Dinner out with friends, a short holiday, new trainers. That gadget you have been eyeing for months. Whatever it is, enjoy it, no guilt. Here is why this matters more than you think. If you try to cut out every enjoyment from your life, you will eventually snap. And when people snap financially, they go big. They blow months of savings in a single weekend. Sustainable systems need release valves. That 20% is yours. Think of it this way. This is not wasteful spending. This is the investment that keeps you in the game long term, because if you are miserable, you will quit, and quitting the plan is the worst financial decision you can make. Research shows that people who allow flexibility in their financial plans are far more likely to stick with them long term. It is the same with healthy eating. If you cut out everything you love, you give up. But if you plan for a treat now and then, you can stay consistent forever. Use that 20% with intention. Maybe you love travel. Set some of it aside every month for a big trip each year. Maybe you love food. Budget for a great meal out once a month. Maybe you are into fitness or music or art. Whatever brings you joy, make room for it. This is not a plan about suffering. This is a plan about building a life you actually want. Pulling it all together. So here is the full picture. 15% goes to your future. Emergency fund first, then investments. 65% covers your present needs. Live well. Live within a clear boundary. 20% is your joy money. Spend it guilt-free. Enjoy your life today. 3 buckets. Every dollar has a job. Nothing is left to guesswork. The reason most people struggle with money is not income. It is the absence of a plan. They just let money flow in and flow out, and wonder at the end of the month where it all went. This system fixes that, not because it is clever, but because it is simple enough to actually follow. Complex systems break down. Simple systems stick. And consistency over decades is how real wealth is built. Call to action. Here is your homework for today. Right now, not later, right now, open your banking app. Look at your last paycheck. Calculate 15% of that number. Transfer it to a separate savings account. That is step 1. Step 2, for the next 30 days, track every dollar you spend, every single one. Step 3, at the end of the month, adjust. Make sure your essentials fit in 65%. And give yourself permission to actually enjoy 20%. It is not magic, it is math, intention, and time. But those 3 things together, they build something real. Financial security, options, freedom, the ability to live life on your own terms. If this video helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. A friend who is stressed about money. A sibling who just landed their first job. A parent who never had anyone explain this clearly. Knowledge only has power when it gets passed on. And subscribe to Money IQ Pro, because we are just getting started.